So I've been seeing a bunch of headlines in the last day or so about how Emily Wilson, the author of the translation of the Odyssey, which Christopher Nolan adapted into his movie, has made several different statements to journalists now, kind of ragging on the movie, saying she doesn't like it that much and feels that he should have had another script writer write it for him. Now, on the surface, there's no real big surprise to a story like this. You know, she wrote the book. Obviously, she's got a certain emotional attachment to it. It's not a surprise that a movie wouldn't live up to her hopes for it, perhaps. But I did find it funny that one of the things she called out was that there wasn't enough sex in the movie. It was sort of tamed compared to the actual text of the Odyssey. And I do think that is true. I don't think it was necessarily a bad decision by Christopher Nolan. I think, if anything, he was trying to make a more family-friendly movie by the standards of modern day than he might have if he wanted to take a literally truer interpretation of it. But I also found out that this woman, Emily Wilson, is the daughter of A.N. Wilson, a famous author and journalist who is actually the last person whose book I took out of the library. He wrote a book called Jesus, a Life, in which he was sort of doing an investigation into the New Testament texts and trying to say, what can we do to distinguish Jesus, the historical person, from Jesus, the mythological and religious figure? And I admit I didn't get all the way through the book, but I'm glad I started reading it. I found it pretty interesting. But I also just find it really kind of curious that this whole family has roots in writing and scholarship like this. And I thought it was pretty interesting. And then I noticed one of these articles about Emily Wilson. It actually showed a photo of her, and she's got a whole bunch of tattoos all over herself. And I couldn't really get a good enough look at the tattoos from the photo to tell if they were mythologically related to the Odyssey or whatnot. It wouldn't surprise me if they were. But I'm just thinking here, as a person who went to college at a comparable Ivy League school to UPenn where she teaches, and how cool it would have been to have one of my teachers of Latin or Greek texts having all these tattoos and all these strong opinions about movie directors and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, I feel really happy for any students who are fortunate enough to get to work with her these days. I feel like it's got to be an exciting time to hear what she has to say.